Hi, I'm Gayla. After 20 years of climbing the corporate ladder, I took the leap and started my own business to pursue my dream of creating a work-from-anywhere lifestyle. Having the freedom to work from practically anywhere is such a cool feeling. You're in the right place if you're looking for ideas and inspiration to start and grow your own online business. Every week in this podcast, you'll receive practical ideas, hints, tips, and tricks to help you grow your online business where you can leverage your time and you can accomplish more. You too can experience wonderful adventure and freedom as you live life on your own terms. Hi there, and welcome to another episode of The Gayla Scrivener Show. Thanks for joining me today. How are you doing? What is on your mind with all of this stuff going on right now? We are collectively going through something that none of us have ever experienced before, and it's creating a lot of uncertainty. And I think it's more important than ever for us to come together. We have to be socially distant, but that does not mean we have to really isolate ourselves, because I love that we have this technology that is available to all of us, that we can still be connected. And I love that. And this time is scary for many of us, and it's sad for many of us. Some of us are just like, well, it is what it is, and we just have to move on. I'm really sad to see businesses closed, and I'm sad to see people losing their jobs. But at the same time, I'm seeing such opportunity as well. And we are all experiencing adjustments in this time that I think that it's a new normal. I mean, not that we're going to be isolated, be quarantined for the rest of our lives. No, this will pass and we're going to go into a new normal. And I don't know where your mindset is at this moment. Are you anxious? Are you optimistic? Are the feelings coming and going? Are you up and down? Many are waiting for things to get back to exactly the way they were, and quickly. And I don't think that things will go exactly to the way they were. I think that this will pass, but this is such a big event that it is leaving a mark on all of our collective minds. And it's an event that's not just affecting some of us in our society, it's affecting every single one of us in one way or another. I don't want to be insensitive, so please, please, please don't misunderstand me. I believe that we are in a new normal and things won't go back to exactly the way they were. And I really believe that the way that we do things will change. This virus will pass, but the way that we do things will change. Our jobs will change. I believe even though that we're going through this very, very hard time, that good things will come out of this on the other side. Good things will result. I think I've heard somebody say somewhere that this is like a reset for our society. I see a lot of folks having the opportunity to take time to pause and figure out what's really, really important in your life. And you're trying to figure out ways to earn a living differently than you had before. Maybe you are one of those that had to close your doors as a business owner, or that you're working for a small business and they had to close their doors because they were considered a non-essential business. Now it's time to kind of figure things out on, do you really want to continue doing that on the other side? Is there something else that you're really passionate about? Or can you invent a new way of doing things? I've always believed that we have the opportunity to create a lifestyle that we really want. Again, I'm not trying to be insensitive here, but I remember, before, a lot of people came up to me and had mentioned to me that boy, they wish they could just leave their day job and do what I do and have the freedom to work from anywhere and just have that freedom. And they felt like they couldn't take the leap. I understand. I mean, because taking that leap is so hard. And for me, I had to have that push, and having that leap to do and pursue something new is scary, and it's hard work. And even though on the surface, like working from anywhere, that it's easy, it's not. Just like with anything else, just like starting anything and earning a living, and just like life in general, there are ups and downs, and there things are hard. But what I love about my lifestyle is that I created it on my own, and I believe that we all have that capability and making our lifestyle and following things that are truly important to us. And like I said, I don't want to be insensitive, but if you're in a position now, which I think all of us are, we're in a position to pause and really determine what is important. Are you at home now, working from home and kind of disrupted because you're not in your normal office and you feel a little disconnected or challenged or frustrated with the technology and things are not going exactly how they normally do in the office? Or are you out of a job completely and just worried in general and hoping and waiting things out until you can go back to your job? Well, this is an opportunity to really take stock of what is important in your life and what you may really want to do. Are you one that you wanted to try new things and wished that you could? This is a time for pausing and figuring out what we truly want to do, or how we want to do things, or learning how to do things differently. It can be a very great opportunity, even though we're kind of scared. I mean, I think that the fear a little bit helps move us along in surviving and moving from surviving to thriving. And it reminds me a lot of when I left the corporate world, forever, and started Scrivener Solutions. And what happened was in 2011, the company that I was working for, I knew was closing. And it was a very difficult time, a lot of turmoil. I had been asked to stay and help close the business down. And being the one to have to close offices, I mean, it's very sad on the other end. I affected a lot of folks, and they lost their jobs. The vendors lost a great contract, and it affected people in many ways. And it affected me too, because I hated to have to be the bearer of bad news, and I had to figure out the navigation through all of those emotions, and it was a time of uncertainty. And I knew that my job was ending, and I had the choice. I had the choice of, I had many choices, really. I could have made the decision of saying, yeah, you guys are on your own. I'm going to go find my new job for myself. But I didn't take that choice. I stayed with the company until the end. I had the choice of working on something on the side and being able to earn a living on the side. Then when the company closed, I'd have something to go to. Or I could just choose to find a new job once the company closed. And I'm sure there were other opportunities. I mean, when we're faced with uncertainty, you can explore a lot of options, and there are a ton of options for us to make decisions. Well, for me, it really was the opportunity of making one of two choices: continue in the medical field and just find another job and just do the thing, and just continue to have a paycheck every 2 weeks and feel like I have that stability, even though that I was totally burnt out on the industry and I just wanted a change. I had that decision just to stay there in that industry. Or I could start my own business. I had no clue what or how or what to do, but I could start my own business and I could create a lifestyle where I wasn't tied to a particular office in a particular geographic area, that my husband Robert and I would be able to change our front door wherever we wanted to. If wherever we were, we didn't have to worry about finding a new job. But I didn't know how that was going to come about. And honestly, I did not work to create Scrivener Solutions while at the same time the other company was ramping down. That would have been smart of me, but my complete focus was on that company that I worked for. I had a little bit of a plan on when that was over, but I was not working on that at all. And I put it off. I procrastinated. I felt guilty because, hey, after all, I was still working for that other company. I should not try to do something for myself, because maybe that's like, I don't know, cheating on that company. But I also didn't feel like I had enough time to devote and help them, or help myself in creating something new. And I procrastinated because I didn't know what to do. And so when push came to shove, it took a major event and a major freak out that even though I knew that the time was going to come, I could see it coming because I was helping close that company down, that it wasn't until my last paycheck and everything was done with that other company that I truly started working on my own business. And I hustled and I worked and I was freaked out, honestly, because for 20 years or more, I was accustomed to a paycheck every 2 weeks, and now it wasn't happening. And I made the conscious decision of, okay, I am going to figure this out. I really, really want to make this work. And I was in a roller coaster. And actually, being an entrepreneur, I'm sorry, but you do have a roller coaster full of emotions. But I think also in life, there are good days, there are bad days. There are times that we are so inspired and we can conquer anything. And then there are days that it's like, oh my gosh, why? Why is this happening? And we just figure it out. And I think that we have the opportunity, if we look at life and look for the good in what's happening and the opportunities, then we can figure it out. And looking back on transitioning from corporate life to my new lifestyle, I know I couldn't have done it without Robert, my husband, because he is, and I jokingly say that he's like a little butterfly, and he's very creative, but he seems to be like a butterfly, and he has earned a living doing stuff in a different way than what I had been accustomed to. And without him on giving me perspective and having me slow down and keeping my feelings in check, and actually his creativity and his optimism really helped me work through my freak out moments, because things do work out. We figure things out, and we have been able to grow our business in ways that I never really thought possible. And even the current events, it's shaken us. There's no doubt about that. It has shaken us, and things are different. I mean, obviously, he's a musician, and all of his events have been canceled. So that's an income that we don't have right now. But also, being an entrepreneur, I have realized that it is not only a good idea, but it's essential to have more than one stream of revenue. And before, when I was in corporate life, I had everything. My whole well-being was tied up in one paycheck, and that's where everything came from. And since leaving the corporate world, not that I have all my revenue streams that I have, everything is in place. I'm still building what I want and achieving the goals that I want to achieve. But because Robert isn't bringing in an income right now with music, we do a lot of different things that fill in the gap. And it gives us variety, something that we really enjoy, the variety, because, when we are traveling, it doesn't have music income anyway. So we need to have a different way of bringing in that income. So now me rambling on about what had happened, that was a lot of uncertainty for me. And I thought I was all alone in that process. And what's different now than in the past is that, in essence, each and every one of us is going through this same type of uncertainty. This is a big event that is affecting all of us. And it is a time to pause and take stock of what's truly important in your life. And the big reason why I wanted to leave my corporate life into creating Scrivener Solutions and being able to work from anywhere. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool, to be able to work from anywhere. But there was more of a reason. I mean, yes, I wanted to travel, but I wanted to create a career for myself that I loved. I wanted to help people, but I also wanted to create a lifestyle where I had this flexibility to be able to help our parents when they needed us the most. I wanted to have the flexibility when I start having grandbabies, that I could have that flexibility to spend more time with family and not be tied to an exact structure of my previous career, because I was married to the job. I was just married to it. I was there all the time. And I was ready to work hard to have a lifestyle where I can create the schedule that I wanted to create. And it was 2 years ago that, even through the hard times and the uncertainty of growing a brand new business, and sometimes I admit I wanted to go look for a new job and just say, oh, this is too hard, I just want to go find a job. But I didn't, and I kept going and going, and I still sometimes I have those thoughts. So it's even, almost 10 years later, it's like, oh man, this is hard. But it was 2 years ago when my brother, it was 2 years ago that I lost my brother. And he had been going through a long-term illness. And it just got the better of him. But I was so appreciative during that time. It was so hard. It was hard on my parents. It was hard on me, on his wife. I mean, it was just hard. But I was so appreciative that when I got this call in the middle of the night from my sister-in-law that, things were not looking good, I could just drop everything. And, well, actually, I just packed up my computer. I packed up my parents because I drove them to Chicago, where my brother was. And I could just relocate there. We figured things out, and we relocated there for several weeks. And I did not have to ask permission from my boss to take off. I was not worried that my job would be there when I returned. I could just go, and I rearranged things with my clients. My income was a little different as it would have been anyway, but I did not have this thing over my head that I had to adhere to somebody else's schedule. I could be in the moment and just be a Chicago resident for as long as I needed to. And I don't regret any moment of that. And I was so... that regenerated my why I was doing this. And fast forward 2 years, and we have this stuff that's helping us reset and reevaluate our lives, every one of us. And I am sad that people are losing their jobs. I am sad that businesses are closing. But what I'm more sad about is how it's affecting people's lives, and that we're going to lose some really great people sooner than maybe what we should. But we're facing this type of uncertainty. It's not a new thing. That's life. Life in general is uncertain, and we have to find ways to make us feel more secure and comfortable. And since all of us are going through this uncertain time at the same time, that's what makes things scary. And I want to encourage you, I don't mean to kind of go into the fear and frenzy part of this. I encourage you to think of opportunities and think of good that can happen on the other side. And surround yourself with folks that maybe can help you with ideas. Now, this is the time that we can truly have a restart, a career pivot, a life in general pivot, because it's got us all thinking. And we shouldn't just be waiting to sit around and waiting for things to go back to the way they were, because things are going to be different. And we don't know how long this is going to last. So instead of waiting, let's find the joy that we have in the moment, find humor, find opportunity. I think it is so cool. I was just talking with a friend of mine just yesterday and talking about this. And she, I said, we're going to go with a new normal. And I think that people are going to figure out what they really want to do in life. And she's like, you know what? I know this dental hygienist that for years have really wanted to leave the dental hygienist world and have her own business of baking cakes. But she's like, I just don't have time, and I'm too scared to leave my job and all of this. Well, her dental office is closed. She's at home. Well, she started baking cakes, and she cannot keep up with the orders. So when her office opens again, she may or may not go back. I don't know. Or she may go back part-time so that she can have insurance or whatever, or she may go back completely, but her perspective has changed that she can do this and she can do it on her own. And so she may work harder to create this cake decorating business and grow that because that's something that she truly loves. And I love hearing stories like that because you can figure this out and redefine how you want to live life and redefine on how you can help others, how you can earn a living. When we come out on the other side, you would have grown and had a different perspective, and you would have learned new skills and grown in some way. I had gotten to thinking that quite some time ago, I was talking to one of my clients and we were talking about different things. I mean, this has been, a year, maybe 2 ago. And I said, I should come up with this little group and call it a We Treat. Playing on the words of retreat, but WETREAT for We Treat. So that we would come together. It's a place to come together and bounce ideas off of and be a round table discussion, fairly small group of individuals. Because I believe we have to kind of take ourselves out, like have a retreat, take ourselves out, even if it's for an hour once a week, to really reset and focus so that we can get out of that hamster wheel of life and really pause and plan and accomplish more. And that's what that conversation was about. And I also had a weekly email. Well, I still have a weekly email. It comes out on Fridays, but I used to have a weekly email that came out every Wednesday, and I called it the Weekly Breather because I believed that, hey, we need to take time to pause, take a deep breath, have some inspiration or a story or something to give us a little bit of different perspective so that we can move on and be more productive, be more inspired, and just keep going. And I sent those out on Wednesdays because I thought the middle of the week was a great time to have that reset, that time of pause so that you can get through the rest of the week. And I was just thinking that why am I waiting? I mean, why am I sitting on this idea that I should kind of merge the two, bring back the Weekly Breather, but then also have this We Treat? Of course, I'm thinking, I should talk with this cake decorating lady. We should have a treat. But anyway, I'm starting my Wednesdays We Treat calls, Zoom calls. This Wednesday, if you're listening to this on April 1st, Wednesday, April 1st, it starts today, 4 o'clock Central. And you can go to GaylaScrivener.com/We Treat, WETREAT, and sign up to get reminders for that. You'll get the Zoom link. But I encourage you, wherever you're at in your mindset, that if you need encouragement, ideas, whatever it may be, I would love for you to come and just take a moment and grab your favorite beverage, whether it's tea, coffee, adult beverage that you want, maybe grab a treat as well, or both, and grab your laptop, your phone, your tablet, whatever that may be. Get into the most comfy chair that you have. Get away from the kids if you have kids. Lock yourself in the bathroom if you want to. I don't know. Have some time to join the call and let's help each other out, because you may have ideas for somebody in the group because you see opportunity in others, but you may not see opportunity in your current situation because you're too close to the fire, so to speak. It's going to be every Wednesday, 4 p.m. Central, and wherever you're at, I'd love for you to join and let's meet. Let's meet up on Zoom. Get that video going. I am so glad that you stayed with me through this episode. I know I was rambling, and I just appreciate you so much. I know this stuff that's happening is a big deal, and I don't want to downplay it. And we shouldn't downplay it. But we should not have our lives completely stopped. This is a time for us to grow and to prosper. I dare to say it is a time that we as individuals will come out of this differently. And we have the opportunity to learn and help others and grow. We have opportunity. I'm going to wrap this up. I really would love to see you in the Wednesdays weekly retreat. And remember, go to GaylaScrivener.com/we treat. And the links are in the show notes. I'd love to see you tonight or any Wednesday, every Wednesday. Let's get together. And until next time, hang in there. And I hope to see you soon.